Hello and welcome. I'm Hallie Cottis, and today I'm going to help you reveal your hidden talents. But before I get into this, I just want to show you with my own experience how I was able to uncover my hidden talents. And if you don't know anything about me, I have owned 4 businesses. One was a restaurant bagel cafe. My second business was Whole Lifestyle Nutrition, which was an online business, health and wellness blogging site. My third business was Hallie Cottis Photography. And then my fourth business, of course, is the Women's Startup Academy. So I'd like to just discuss with you so that you can kind of see how this works and how my hidden talents were revealed in an unusual kind of way. But with Whole Lifestyle Nutrition, it was an online business, and I was a recipe developer, and I shared recipes with my following. And I quickly realized that in order to stand apart from other websites out there, I had to learn photography, and I had to learn it really well and how to take pictures of beautiful food. Because think about it. When you are at looking for a recipe, if the dish doesn't look nice, if it's not appealing, would you make it? So I wouldn't. So I had to quickly understand that it's important to make my food look as best it could. So I learned food photography, and I threw myself in it, and I really discovered how to use my photography to brand Whole Lifestyle Nutrition. Fast forward 13 years actually. I started Whole Lifestyle Nutrition in 2011, and here we are years later, and I'm taking the skills that I learned, and I became very good at photography, and I started to apply it to people. And I'm like, hey, I'm good at shooting food. I love photography, and I'm passionate about it. Why can't I turn that into business? And so I started to take pictures and practice with people. And, I revealed that my hidden talents was photography, but I was wanting to move away from food and move to people. And I was really good at branding. I'd had an online business for years, and it was super successful. And the branding was the part of this, of why it was successful in my photos. So I know that now, especially, people are branding themselves, and I knew I was good at that. So I wanted to help them by capturing images for them. Think of a real estate agent, okay? Most of my clients are real estate agents, and they come to me, and I take 45 to 100 photos of them that's on brand for them, whether it be in a house, showing a house, whether it be standing in front of a for sale sign, whether it's them signing a contract, but it's telling the story of their brand with really enticing pictures. So that is how I took my hidden talents that I learned over the years and applied it to a business. So today I want to share with you the 5 hidden talents that you can use to start to reveal your hidden talents. And I'm hoping that this will spark an interest and allow you to think this through. So I don't know why my computer's glitching here, but let's just go ahead and move on. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to think about your unique story. We all have a unique story, okay? And your hidden talents are usually within your unique story. So you look at my example I just showed you, me learning photography, me doing food photography, me moving into people, and then learning how to brand the people and help them with personal branding, right? It was in my story over the last years and how I learned about it. Well, you likely have a similar story. And if you really tap into your journey, more specifically, how you came through something and how you showed up and solved a problem, within there, start looking for little clues within your journey, because your journey is completely unique to someone else's. And you have to remember that. And usually within your journey, you can find little clues of what you might be good at. Second step is I want you to pay attention to compliments. I remember with food photography, with my example, people were like, how did you get that picture? I remembered this muffin recipe, and it was so enticing. It was just like, it was the money shot. It was my cookbook. I've done 2 cookbooks, and it was one of my cookbooks covers. And I remember taking that photo and saying, oh my God, that's it. That's the magic shot. But everybody was like, oh my God, that looks so amazing. And I actually had somebody write that recipe for my website and she took a picture and it was just not, I knew I could do better. So I went back in and reshot those pictures for her. And she's like, how did you do that? So again, she was like, yours looks so much better. I was paying attention to people saying, gosh, you're so good at this. And I became really good because I had plenty of practice. I don't even know, over 500, maybe even 1,000 recipes on my website. So I became really good at that. So pay attention to compliments that people give you because they're giving you the compliments because you're good at it. And if you're good at it, that might indicate that this might be something in the future that you want to look at. Okay. The next one is to embrace new challenges. Okay. So like, again, you see it in my example. I needed to learn how to take good pictures. I had no idea, you guys, how to take good pictures, but I embraced the challenge and I discovered a skill I didn't even know I had. I am really good at photography and I'm super passionate about it and I'm really good at branding. So I mixed those two together and took those challenges and created a business. So I want you to think about that. Where in your life can you embrace new challenges that are thrown your way? Next, I want you to lean into what you love. Again, we go back to the photography. I didn't know I loved photography. I mean, in the past, if I look back, I always picked up a camera. I was always trying to learn new things. And I guess I could see, like years, even when I was a teenager, I was loving a camera. But once I learned how and taught myself how to use a beautiful camera, I leaned into that passion. I became obsessed with my photography, with taking pictures, with figuring out angles, with figuring out movement of the photos. I mean, every little part about it, I geeked out on. Okay, so I want you to really lean into what it is that you love and explore every angle that you can. There might be a business there for you. And finally, 5, you want to get input from people you trust. Okay, so the biggest thing is that, you might want to reach out to a friend and say, hey, what do you see that I'm good at? What do you see that I am an expert in? Can you help me discover that? And ask for their feedback. And a trusted friend will give you some loyal feedback. But ask with an open heart. Ask without, you're looking for some constructive criticism. And I don't want to use the word let's use feedback, constructive feedback from your trusted friends, because often they see things that you might not even see, right? So I didn't realize I was a good food photographer until my peers started saying, wow, how'd you get that picture? How'd you do that? What was your settings? And my peers started to bring that to my attention that I was really good at it. Does that make sense? And then once you figure all that out, you can figure out what kind of business that will work for you. And it might be something you never even expected. I never thought I would be a branding photographer. It took me a personal branding photographer, meaning I work with people and I help them brand themselves, right? And so it's very niche, but I love it, right? So really dive into these 5 steps. And if you want to go to my blog post at womenstartupacademy.com, and I'll link it below this video so that you can also see it, you can get the 5 full tips. And there's some action steps that are so helpful to kind of bring this to the surface for you. That's all I've got for you today. I hope this was useful. Until next time, bye-bye.